Welcome back, everybody. We are going to talk about the crime of the week. Now, Officer Paul Tapau is generous enough to share the stage. He is, of course, the Guam Crime Stoppers coordinator. So, Paul, thanks once again for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. It's always good to bring friends of yours. So here we have advocates from Vero, Charlene Quintanilla, and Letitia Taisegui. So, ladies, half a day.
Hi,
half a day.
All right. Thanks so much for joining me. So, I guess we'll ask the both of you ladies, can you share some high-level stats as to what Guam's position is right now in regards to sexual assault or crimes of that nature?
Do you want to answer that?
Well, one in 3 women and 1 in 6 men will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime. 29% will usually be men, and then the remaining percentage will be women and children. But sometimes the
numbers can be higher.
It can be higher because it really does go unreported.
Right, and how does this stack up to, like, say, a national level? Is Guam higher, lower?
We're right about the same.
Okay, so that's kind of like on pace, with, for a very lack of a better term, like with what they're seeing in the rest of the country?
Yeah, well, not the whole country. Compared to the population of Guam and to, like, let's say a city. So we're pretty close, and their cities are way bigger than Guam.
Right.
Yeah. Some of them are way bigger.
Clearly. Now your organization, Vero, of course, you provide a very valuable service to people that are crime victims, and for people that are very scared to speak out and come forward. I mean, that's a very traumatic experience, obviously. But what message would you like to pass on to those who, may be timid to come forward, and to let them know what kind of services are available for them?
Okay.
Well, we just want to let them know that they are not alone, and that we are here to help them, and not just us, but we have a great relationship with our other community partners that provide services as well to victims and survivors and to their families.
We like them to know that they're not alone, and whatever victimization it is, it's not their fault. And we're here for them.
Now, what is the most challenging aspect of your job? Because obviously what you do, it can be very emotionally taxing, I would assume.
It is emotionally taxing. Do you want me to answer that?
Yep.
It gets difficult sometimes because we have to take into consideration that the victims may not exactly know what they want to do yet. So as far as our job scope, emotionally tasking, we try to keep ourselves healthy by finding hobbies and stuff like that so that we could better serve the victims. When the victims become challenging, we always try to start where they're at. If they are not sure of what they want, we'll help them, we'll guide them, because certainly we can't tell them what to do. We'll encourage them and suggest to them.
Certainly being patient and sympathetic, obviously.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you both. So, Officer Tapau, what do you have for us this week for the crime of the week?
This week's crime report is an aggravated assault that occurred in October of 2013 at a local nightclub in Harmon Industrial Park.
Okay, let's check it out.
On Sunday, October 27, 2013, at about 10 o'clock in the evening, officers from the Tumon Tumuni Precinct Command entertained an aggravated assault complaint at a local nightclub in the Harmon Industrial Park area. According to the police report, both the victim and witnesses at the crime scene had indicated that the suspect in question was involved in a verbal altercation in which the suspect was escorted out of the club. As the victim and numerous bystanders were outside the club, they noticed the male suspect standing across the street but didn't think anything of it. As the victim and the witnesses were preparing to enter the club, all of a sudden the victim fell to the ground and began bleeding from his head. The witnesses at the scene had indicated that the male suspect had thrown a sledgehammer from across the street, which eventually struck the victim. The suspect was then seen fleeing in an older model red Nissan pickup. The suspect was identified by the patrons from the club to be Roger Sunga Cabral, male Filipino. He stands between 5'6" to 5'7" tall and weighs between 140 pounds. He has black hair. The Guam Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division and the Guam Crime Stoppers needs the community's help in locating Mr. Cabral. If you have any information about this case, please call the Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP or text 688-STOP. You can also visit our webpage at www.guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615 6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction protection for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
All right, thanks as always, Officer Tabao. Ladies, we'll give you guys the final say since you are a guest. Final comments as to how people can get in touch with you, maybe if people would like to volunteer and be a member of Vero or things of that nature.
Oh, definitely.
That'll be great. We were actually planning on holding annual advocacy training, possibly in August. But for more information, they can call our 24-hour hotline, which is 477-5552.
Now, Officer Tabao, what is your working relationship with Vero and how closely do GPD and Vero work together, in addition to other organizations?
Well, they work side by side. Vero is one of the service providers that are there for the survivors of victims who survive an ordeal such as a sexual assault case that occurred to them. What's great about Vero is that they're separate apart from any agency, any law enforcement